He puts the chase in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. He is sitting right here on the Rich Eisen Show studio, the driver of the 24 car. It is Chase Elliott right here. Good to see you, Chase.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I appreciate you stopping by before flying off to Chicago
thanks for
the
having me.
big race coming up this weekend. This is your first ever chase for the Sprint Cup race. You've won in Chicagoland before. What's going through your mind before this big race for you, Chase?
Yeah, I'm just excited to get going. I'm obviously new to this whole chase for the Sprint Cup format and all the things that come along with it.
But you're still making left turns, right?
We're still making left turns.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. We're still making left turns. So it's still pretty similar, I guess, from that sense. But you know, I'm sure the way this format is and the way things go along,
right,
the aggression picks up as you go through this deal. So I'm curious to see that. I've watched it on TV and
sure.
And watch it from the couch, but I'm excited to be a part of it for these first three.
You've seen the movie Hoosiers, right? Have you seen that?
I can't say I have.
Come on now.
No, I know. Sorry to disappoint.
Now, I know you're 20. I know you're 20, but you need to see the movie Hoosiers. Because are you a basketball guy?
Yeah, I enjoy watching basketball.
Okay, so in this film, Coach Norman Dale, played by Gene Hackman, takes his kids who are from a small school, a small high school, into the Butler Fieldhouse, and he measures that the rim to the floor is still 10 feet.
Yep.
And that the amount of space from the end line to the free throw line is still the same. It's just a bigger stage. Same thing what you got going on right now, right?
For sure. I like that a lot. I think we had a couple interviews yesterday and kind of touched on some of the same things. I mean, you have to recognize, hey, it is something new, it's something different, but you're also still trying to do the same things you've been doing your whole life racing. So,
sure.
We're still turning left and trying to go fast. So I think keeping it in perspective is key.
Exactly. I've got Chase Elliott here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now, when was the first time you got behind the wheel of a car? Let's be honest here.
Well, I started racing go-karts when I was about 8, which that's not exactly a car. So I started racing full-size cars when I was about 12. 12 or 13, yeah. So were
you able to did your dad put you push the seat up or something?
Everything had to be helped out for sure. I wasn't tall enough.
Like a phone book or what? Like what?
Phone book and some wooden blocks were good.
Where do you put the wooden blocks?
On the back of the pedals. You extend them out.
Not on the end of your shoes.
No, not on the end of your shoes.
Okay.
On the pedals. Definitely.
On the pedals.
That did actually happen at one point, but.
What do you mean?
The wooden blocks on the pedals, that was a legit thing, yeah.
Okay. To make closer to your feet.
Yeah, my leg's too short.
12 years old.
Yeah.
Holy crow. So when you grew up, you watching your dad build, you're thinking, I want to do that? Is that what your thought?
I did. I always enjoyed going to the racetrack and being around racing. He owned his own team there for many years when I was little. So growing up around his race shop and kind of seeing some of the people and getting to know all the folks that worked there and then going to the racetrack with him, to me, it kind of gave me a sense of respect as to what they do and kind of seeing it from the inside, which I always thought was pretty neat. Obviously, my dad being my dad and whatnot, obviously, I think anybody's dad is going to be a hero of theirs, and certainly for what he had done and watching him race for years sparked my interest and thought it was something we wanted to try.
Chase Elliott here on the Rich Eisen Show before he and 15 other drivers start the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup later on. This entire fall starts in Chicagoland coming up this weekend. Who else do you remember meeting?
When I was
when you were a little kid, yeah. Who else do you remember?
Another guy that stands out is Tony Stewart, and he was always one that was, I'm not sure if people who watch, but it kind of reminds me of the way Tony and Keelan Harvick are together now. I remember him treating me kind of the same way and always wanting to be buddies and taking time out of his day to make sure he said hey to you, which as a little kid was really cool. So Tony was that first guy that I was ever okay with pulling for, other than my dad, which was pretty special. So Tony and Casey Kane, he took over for my dad in the 9 car for Ray Evernham in the early 2000s. So those are kind of the first two guys that stand out aside from my dad that I looked up to for a while, which is pretty cool.
Because normally, you'd think Tony would be the guy to tie your shoelaces together.
That too.
Just to show you what it's like in the real world. Here's a trip, have a nice fall, that sort of thing.
He
didn't
keeps
do
it real, but he did not do that to me. I got lucky.
Good.
So
that's good. And now you're driving for Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. What does that mean to you, Chase?
It's been great. This has been such a good opportunity. I can't thank Mr. Hendrick enough for what he's done for me and believing in me and giving me this opportunity to go and race. I'd never believed that it would all have come together like it has to be racing in Cup, have sponsors like Napa and the folks that make our make our deal go around. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm excited. You know, we're the majority of the way through the season, but these last 10 weeks are obviously the most important, and we're just excited to be a part of this deal.
Well, what did it mean for you to win this thing at 20?
Oh man, it mean the world to me and our entire group. There's a lot of people that go into a race team and all the things that go on, but it'd be huge, man. I don't really know how to put that into words, but you know, for us, we just got to go and like we talked about earlier, treat it like any other weekend. Take it a week at a time. Not
look at you.
Yeah,
like,
not get ahead of yourself.
You sound like a football player. One game at a time, one down at a time. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, well, got to.
Come on, you could thump your chest here, right? Say, yeah, I'm the best. I'm gonna go out there.
You could, but not me.
That's not you? No. That's not your upbringing?
That's not, I guess not. No,
okay.
I guess not.
I like it. So you're a Georgia Bulldog guy? Is that what you are? So who's your guy right now? Nick Chubb? Who else you got?
For sure. Nick Chubb. Obviously, got to pull for him. Jacob Eason, I think, has been doing a good job. Quarterback. I'm excited about the enthusiasm that Kirby Smart's bringing to the football team. I think he's got everybody in Athens fired up. I'm excited to see what they can do. I think they have a good setup to do some special things over these next couple of years.
So who have you met from the sports world that roots for you, or you found out to be a big fan of racing that you didn't expect?
Man, that's a good question. I guess there's a handful out there that we've come across and seen at races before, but I don't know of one right off the top of my head. But
okay.
We've had some pretty neat folks, really not just the sports world, but across entertainment industries and folks that come to races that you might not necessarily see there when they have their off season, which is pretty cool.
Well, I know you're young, but you should make something up for the future.
Make something up?
Because I can't fact check it. I can't verify it.
Well,
so who would you want to come out and say, hey, big fan of yours, big fan of racing?
Man, anybody.
Who would that be?
For me, I'm a big Georgia Bulldog and big Braves fan. So, man, if always a big Chipper Jones fan. So if he ever came and came to watch, I think it'd be pretty cool. So I'd say him.
That's not a bad guy.
Not at all.
Now, are you still with the Braves right now?
Absolutely.
Chase?
Who isn't?
I mean,
having a good year, man. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But by good, you're saying, you're saying good.
Having a good year.
Okay.
Pulling for him.
Look at you. That's it. Don't hop off that bandwagon. Congratulations on everything you've achieved already at this young stage of your career, and good luck in Chicagoland.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. Chase Elliott right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Go crush it in Chicagoland, and then after that, it's in Loudon, and the Motor Speedway in New Hampshire, and then the Dover International Speedway for the first three. And then you'll advance.
We hope.
No, I could say that for you.
All right.
Chase Elliott right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you. Back with more in a moment.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.